Hi, welcome to Dilemmas with Tehillah. This is a safe space where we talk about real situation, real emotion, and real decision. If you're tuning in on Spotify right now, pull up a chair, grab your tea, or just sit back if you're driving. I'm so glad you're here with me. Today's episode, it's a bit heavy, but it is so necessary. I want to talk about something I've been calling the good girl tax. It is the literal price you pay, mentally, emotionally, physically, and even financially, for being overly agreeable. It's that unwritten rule we've been taught since we were young. To be loved, we have to be easy. To be valued, we have to be convenient. We learn to swallow our nose. We learn to anticipate what everyone else needs. And we become masters at keeping the peace. But here's the raw truth. Keeping the peace usually just means you're starting a silent war inside of your own mind. You're keeping their peace, but you're completely destroying your own. Have you ever sat back and actually calculated what that's costing you? The sleepless nights, the resentment building up in your chest, the projects you haven't launched because you were too busy helping someone else build theirs? That is the tax, and the bill is overdue. Let me tell you a quick story, because I had to learn this the hard way. A few months ago, I was completely overwhelmed. I was working on major visual branding projects, getting the podcast ready, managing my own life. But someone close to me called. They had their usual drama. It wasn't an emergency, just the same recurring cycle they refused to fix. But because I was the reliable, supportive friend, I dropped everything. I sat with them for hours, absorbed all the anxiety, and carried their weight. When I finally drove home that night, the car was completely silent. My own goals for the day were untouched. My head was pounding, and when I looked at my phone, they had not even sent a simple "thank you for listening" text. They just got their energy refill for me and went about their day. And I had this sudden, sharp moment of clarity. I did this to myself. I wasn't being a good friend in that moment. I was being compliant because I was terrified of the discomfort of saying, "Hey, I love you, but I don't have the capacity for this today." I pay the tax with my own sanity just to avoid a boundary. If you look at your life right now, who are you keeping happy at the expense of your own alignment? Is it a partner, a family member, a friend who only reaches out when their world is burning down? We have to stop being volunteer firefighters for people who keep playing with the matches. This brings me to a dilemma that came into my DMs recently. It broke my heart a little, but I know so many of you are living this exact reality right now. Hey Tehillah, I've been with my partner for 2 years. Lately, I have been feeling really suffocated. Whenever he has a career goal or a project, I step back, handle the house, support him financially, and do whatever it takes to let him shine. But recently, I got an incredible opportunity to scale my own brand and travel for a bit. When I brought it up, he instantly got distant and told me I was being selfish and abandoning our foundation. Now I'm feeling so much guilt. I'm thinking about turning the opportunity down just to keep the peace. What do I do? Okay, let's talk about this. Let's really look at this dilemma. First of all, thank you for sharing, and I want you to hear me very clearly. A peace that is bought with your silence or with the sacrifice of your destiny is not peace. That is a hostage situation. What you're experiencing right now is the classic shift that happens when a good girl decides to stand up. He was never in love with your selflessness. He was in love with your convenience. He loved the version of you that kept herself small, so he could feel big. The moment you decide to take up space, the people who benefited from your lack of boundaries will always try to make you feel guilty. They will call you selfish. They will tell you you have changed. They will try to make you feel like the bad guy. My advice to you, let them think you are the bad guy. Let him be disappointed. If a man cannot handle the full, expanded, successful version of you, then he only deserves the draft version of you. Do not turn down that opportunity. Go, build, and pay the tax of his temporary disappointment so you don't have to pay the permanent tax of your own regret. So, how do we actually stop paying this tax? How do we step out of this cycle? You have to realize that no is a complete sentence. You do not need to attach a 5-paragraph essay explaining why you can't show up, why you can't help, or why you need time for yourself. I can't make it this time is enough. You have to get comfortable with being misunderstood. Some people are committed to seeing you as the villain because it excuses them from looking at their own behavior. Let them tell their story. You know your heart, you know your intentions, and that has to be enough. Choosing yourself is going to cause some friction. It's going to cause some friendships to fade, and it might even cause some relationships to end. But the space you clear by refusing to pay the good girl tax is the exact space where your peace, your abundance, and your true power get to grow. Thank you so much for sitting with me today. If this episode touched something in you, please share it, screenshot, put it on your story, tag the podcast, and let me know your thoughts in the DMs. I read every single one of them. Go protect your peace today. You have paid enough taxes. I love you guys. I'll talk to you next week on Dilemmas with Tehillah. Bye.